join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oops.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Osteen?
Yes.
Alderman Morose? Here. Alderman Ross?
Yes.
Alderman Rucker?
Here.
Alderman Barella?
Here.
Alderman Hoffman?
Here.
Mayor Harmonson?
Here. All right, we have three. Well, we have more than three, don't we? We have about 4 proclamations this evening.
Lots.
So first, we have a Local Government Week proclamation. Whereas local governments in Missouri make important decisions that affect the lives of all Missourians, and local governments are the level of government closest to the people, and local governments include city councils, county commissions, school boards, among others, and local governments are the ultimate expression of grassroots democracy, and local governments play an essential role in the quality of life in Missouri communities. Now, therefore, I, Michael Harmison, Mayor of Osage Beach, Missouri, do hereby proclaim the week of May 7th through the 13th, 2024, Local Government Week in the city of Osage Beach, and urge all Missourians to join me in recognizing local governments as they serve their communities. In witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Osage Beach to be affixed this 2nd day of May 2024. All right, the second one is the 55th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk is a time-honored and vital part of local governments exists throughout the world, and the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and the office of the municipal clerks have pledged to be very mindful of their neutrality and impartiality regarding equal service to all, and the office of the municipal clerk serves as the information center of functions of local government and communities, and the office of the municipal clerk continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education, programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk, now, therefore, I, Michael Harmison, Mayor of Osage Beach, City of Osage Beach, Missouri, do recognize the week of May 5th through the 11th, 2024 as Municipal Clerk Week. And in witness thereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Osage Beach to be affixed this 2nd day of May, 2024. Next, we have the proclamation of the National Travel and Tourism Week, May 5th through the 11th, 2024. Whereas in 1983, the U.S. Congress established National Travel and Tourism Week to acknowledge the tourism industry importance to the economy and leisure travel, which accounts for more than 3/4 of all trips taken in the United States, spurs countless benefits to travelers, health and wellness, creativity, cultural awareness, education, happiness, productivity, and relationships. And the Lake of the Ozarks was voted the best recreational lake in the nation, proving that the area contributes in a big way to the tourism industry in Missouri, and welcoming visitors from near and far always has been and always will be the enduring ethos that the travel industry of the Lake of the Ozarks. Now, therefore, I, Michael Harmison, Mayor, do hereby proclaim May 5 through 11, 2024 as National Travel and Tourism Week in Osage Beach, Missouri, and urge citizens to join me in the special observance with appropriate events and commemorations. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Osage Beach to be affixed the 2nd day of May, 2024. All right. The last proclamation is Peace Officers Memorial Day, May 15th, 2024, and National Police Week, May 12th through 18th, 2024. Whereas the Congress and President of the United States have designated May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Week, and the week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. and the members of the Osage Beach Police Department play an essential role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of Osage Beach. And it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their law enforcement agency, and that members of our law enforcement agency recognize their duty to serve people by safeguarding life and property, by protecting them against violence and disorder, and by protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression. And the men and women of the Osage Beach Police Department unceasingly provide a vital public service. Now, therefore, I, Michael Harmison, Mayor of Osage Beach, call upon all citizens and all patriotic civic and educational organizations to observe the week of May 12th through May 15th as National Police Week in Osage Beach and publicly salute the service of law enforcement officers in our community and communities across the nation. I further call upon all citizens of Osage Beach to observe May 15th, 2024 as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of the fallen officers and their family. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused a seal of the City of Osage Beach to be affixed this second day of May 2024. All right, next we're going to move on to citizens' communications. This is a time set aside on the agenda for citizens and visitors to address the mayor and board on any topic that is not a public hearing. For those here in person, speakers will be restricted to 3 minutes unless otherwise permitted. Minutes may not be donated or transferred from one speaker to another. Any questions or comments from the mayor and board may also be sent to the city clerk at tberreth@osagebeach.org no later than 10 a.m. on the board meeting day, the first and third Thursday of each month. Submitted questions and comments may be read during citizens' communications section of the agenda. The Board of Aldermen will not take any action on any item not listed on the agenda, nor will it respond to questions, although staff may be directed to respond at a later time. The Mayor and the Board of Aldermen welcome and value input and feedback from the public. Is there anyone here in person who would like to speak to the board? And before I finish, Joe and Susan are here to talk about the Jeep invasion, so you'll have time to speak on that when it gets to the agenda. You're welcome to speak about anything else now if you like, or if anybody else would like to speak.
Mayor, I'd like to speak.
Yes, sir. Do I need to set the clock?
They're up to.
I'll try to be quick. Myself and Tara have a couple things we just want to share with the board and with the citizens because we think it's really something that needs to be shared with everybody. So when you're a leader of an organization, recognition for your accomplishments does not always come as often as it should. But today I had the pleasure of attending the Missouri City Managers Annual Conference. At our luncheon today, Gina was presented with the J.T. Bell Professional Management Award, which is presented annually to the member that displays the highest standard of accomplishment, professionalism, and ethics. And did you guys get the plaque? We've got the plaque right here. So I'm just here real quick to say, Gina, congratulations.
You so deserve this, and we love you. And you've been a mentor and everything. Great job. You really deserve this.
You guys are making me cry. So today, they all surprised me. I had no idea, and I was just very humbled that I was nominated even by sister city people, and that out of the 100 and so state association that they picked little old Osage Beach. And so I'm very humbled. I thank you. It is a prestigious award, and for 20 years I've been part of MCMA and MML, and I appreciate it.
Well deserved, Gina.
Thank you.
Well deserved.
Thank you. Can I get that later?
You want to keep this?
I do want to keep it.
You
but
sure?
I'm-
Okay.
Do you want me to move everything now?
Yeah, okay. There we go.
And one more thing, I do appreciate those from the city that did come and also surprise me today. So.
All right, well, congratulations, Gina.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here in person who would like to speak on the board on any other subject? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the approval of consent agenda. If the board so desires, the consent agenda may be approved in a single motion. As the board had a chance to review the minutes of the meeting April 18th, 2024, and the bills list May 2nd, 2024. Are there any comments and questions on either of those? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So move.
Alderman Morose, do I have a second? Second. Alderman Ross. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, consent agenda passes. All right, we only have one item on our unfinished business tonight. It's Bill 24-30, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a lease renewal agreement with the State of Missouri Office of Administration, Division of Facilities, Management, Design, and Construction, commencing on July 1, 2024. This is the second reading. City Administrator Gina Woods, please.
Mayor, members of the board, first reading was approved at the last board meeting on April 18th, and I had no further comments, and I'll answer any questions.
Comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Rucker?
Motion to approve.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman. Roll call, please.
Alderman Osteen?
Yes.
Alderman Morose?
Yes.
Alderman Ross?
Yes.
Alderman Rucker?
Yes.
Alderman Guerrero?
Yes.
And Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
All right, second reading passes. Kind of reminds me of when I called you Tara for the first two meetings.
Sorry, I couldn't get it. John's name for a very long time, so all good.
All right, new business. We have three items tonight. The first is Bill 24-31, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to sign a contract with Four Seasons Plumbing for the Beach Drive Culvert Replacement Project for an amount not to exceed $62,158. This is the first reading. Assistant City Administrator Mike Welty, please.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the board. This project was advertised back in early March. We opened the bids on April 11th. We did receive 7 bids overall. The low bid was Four Seasons Plumbing with a bid of $62,158. Their bid form and the bid tab is attached. You may remember this is the company that recently did the park irrigation project for us, and they have also been awarded a sewer rehab project for a couple of our stations that they're going to be doing for us as well. This project is quite a bit under budget. I do believe we budgeted $95,000 for this particular project, so it did come in quite low. This work replaces and upsizes a broken culvert near the end of Beach Drive, just past Cary Lane. I do recommend approval.
All right, comments or questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading? Alderman Ross, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Morose, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. First reading passes. Next, we have Bill 24-32, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the expenditures of funds for promotional efforts to support the Lake of the Ozarks Jeep Invasion event support request for an amount not to exceed $3,000. This is the first reading, and before I turn it over to Gina Woods, we do have a couple of people here, and more than a couple, but brief history. These folks got a hold of me a while back, and we met a few weeks ago, and they have an event coming down here that I think is just super for our city and for the lake as a whole. So we met in the office and we talked about these funds that are available, and so they filled out the request form, and I think this would be kind of fits the bill of some of the aldermen that said they would like to see new things come to town, and I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to let these two speak on it.
My name is Joe Chavino. This is my partner, Susan Purnell. We are founders of Operation Freedom Exchange.
Speak closer to the mic, please.
Sorry. It is 100% nonprofit. We are giving back to veterans organizations. I am 100% disabled vet myself. So I came up with this idea, and Susan jumped on board with me to do this. We've been watching over the United States, these Jeep invasions, how they're hitting different cities, how they're helping the community with the traffic it brings to them. The one down in Florida, I believe last year, the numbers, they had 30,000 Jeeps and they had 235,000 people attended. There are several others. There's one like Jeep Branson, I believe it's 50 days from now. And then there's one down in Eureka Springs coming up, Smoky Mountains. So we wanted to bring one to Osage Beach, bring the dam back, Lake Ozarks and Osage Beach, because when I was a kid, we used to come walk the strip. Nobody knows what Lake of the Ozarks is. We want to bring that back.
Can you kind of tell us what you're going to do?
We are shutting down Bagnell Dam Strip. We've already got the first permission through the committee approved. It goes on the 14th and 15th for the final approval to shut Bagnell Dam down. We're planning on putting approximately 800 to 900 Jeeps on it. We're going to have music out there. It's going to have, we're going to do some competition shows, stereo shows, that kind of stuff regarding the Jeeps. And then from that point, we're also going to be having a poker run type.
Kind of like a passport run.
Passport
So
run.
we'd have to go to all the businesses on that.
And there's about 25 businesses on that. You have to go to every single business that's paid sponsorship to get a stamp to do that. Not all of them are bars. So I just want to get that out there first. Not all of them are bars.
Yep.
We decided to pick some places that are non-alcoholic, like we're trying to get Andy's on, and just some other places just to make it not a drinking party, to make it safe.
I heard there's a cheese store on there too.
Yes, I'm very excited about that one.
Okay.
Waiting for that to come.
But, it's more or less to bring attention to the Lake of the Ozarks. The way the community's growing, my parents used to be realtors down here for a long time. They're in Florida, retired, and just the way the lake is growing, we're reaching out to New York, we're reaching to Florida, we're reaching in spans that I don't even think the other organizations have reached yet to try to bring traffic here.
And we're personally driving Jeeps, built Jeeps, down to these other invasions to personally invite all those people out of state to here.
Come here.
So it's pretty exciting. We're featuring hotels, we're featuring restaurants, we're featuring bars, we're featuring the ice cream place, and then just the scenery. And we also included the Loop 1 and 2 for the off-road experiences that you can see here. So many different aspects that they can get in one place.
Very good. All right, comments, questions from the board? Yes, to these folks. Alderman Osteen.
I've got a few things to say. I have personally been friends with Mr. Chabonneau for 25 years.
Yes, sir.
I think this is a fantastic event, which we always talk about wanting new events brought into the lake area. I think this is something that has been in the works for several months, because he and I have discussed this many times. So I can't wholeheartedly enough state that I think this is something that is going to be a boon for us. It will be an ongoing event once we do the initial year. I do want to stress that this is veteran-backed. So I can't state enough how much I support this endeavor and how the city gets behind this. So that's all.
Anybody else have any comments or questions to these folks? Alderman Hoffman.
I too am a big supporter of this event. Anything veteran obviously is close to my heart, as I am a veteran, and just want to thank you for your service, and you've got my vote.
Anybody have any questions for him? Alderman Rucker.
I have a couple. First of all, on the application, it says your organization's activities focus on, and you put other. On your application, there's a spot on the application that says your organization's activities focus on, check something. It says families and youth, health, education, et cetera, and you checked others, but you didn't fill anything in. So what is your organization focused on?
Originally, when we opened our organization, it is a nonprofit for veterans organizations. We are in the process starting next year. We are opening it up to first responders. It'll be firefighters, law enforcement, nurses, anybody that needs any kind of assistance, that they can come to us personally. If the funds are in there, they can apply for what they need, and then if the funds are there, we will be able to write a check to any of those.
Mm-hmm. The other question I have is, further down in your application, it says, how will the proceeds of this event be used? And the only thing you wrote there was 2 days. That didn't make sense to the answer.
You have to excuse me. I've had like 4 surgeries in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, so my eyes are going and that kind of stuff. What we're using the funds for is to help promote this. I mean, we've turned into an expense budget to you all. I don't know if you all already got this or not.
Yes.
But right now, we're sitting at $19,115, and as of right now, we've taken in 5,000 something. So Susan and I have been footing all the advertisement and everything. We have had some sponsors come on, like Staples, and they are doing all our printers, you know, so we're spending, you know, they've donated that to us. We've passed out almost 5,000 flyers already for this. So, I mean, I spend my own time. We don't take anything from our nonprofit as a pay. She owns her own company. I'm retired, so I'm doing this on my own time, because it's personal for me to have this event done.
The application just wasn't,
I do apologize for
and
this.
that becomes part of a permanent record and everything. My last question is on the passport stops, how many of those do you have, or how many are, and then how many do you anticipate having?
We have, I believe it is right at around 23 passport stops, and that will be right around 25. We will be closing that for the passport stops. Now, we are highlighting other businesses under a silver sponsorship, and that would be like our breakfast stops. Everyone go to this certain place for breakfast, everyone go over here. So we have several different avenues of that, but the passport is right around 25.
So they have to stop at every one of those?
Yes, they do.
To win because we're having drawings. We have like Dennis Reese's donated some weapons for us to raffle off. Big O Tires came on board with us. They're gonna give some wheels and tires. To buy those raffle tickets, you have to be registered in the event, and then her company is giving, what, $1,000 winch?
$1,000 winch and also a custom leather interior by Catskin.
And then my wife and I, we own a business in Sedalia, and we're giving $1,000 underglow kit to those. So for those prizes right there that we're donating, you have, if you're on the passport, you have to get every single business stamped to win those prizes.
And that was really important from us as a business owner. I know when you sponsor something, you don't always see traffic back, but we want to make sure everyone that is part of that passport goes to every single one of those businesses and has foot traffic.
I hope a whole bunch of those are in Osage Beach.
60%.
of our people are in Osage Beach.
Good, because we're giving you 16% of your revenue, so.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
That's all.
All right. Thank you, folks.
If I may
Yes.
say something, there's one other thing I was wanting to say. You gotta give me a second. We're good.
Well, we appreciate it this time.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Surgery after surgery in the last couple of weeks. It's got my mind going. So thank you guys very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for all you do.
Gina, do you have anything to add?
No, my comments are in there. I was just seeing, given the budget, there is money, first come, first served. We've only funded one of them, so we're good on the budget side.
All right. All right. All right, now that we have, do I have a motion to approve first reading? Alderman Osteen.
Motion approved.
Second is Alderman Ross. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you very much, folks. We'll have second reading in 2 weeks from now, and so you're welcome to show back up for that if you wish, but you certainly don't need to. But thanks for coming in tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Good stuff coming to Osage Beach and the Lake of
Yeah.
the Ozarks. All right, our last item of a new business is Bill 24-33, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the city administrator to sign an engagement letter with PGAV Planners, LLC, PGAV, for analysis of the incremental tax revenue for the Oasis at Lakeport project in Osage Beach, Missouri, for an amount not to exceed $50,000, excluding applicable reimbursement expenses. This is the first reading, and we have City Attorney Cole Bradbury, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This is a component of the Oasis TIF redevelopment agreement. Really, Mark Spikerman probably can explain it better than I can if you'd like the details on it, but this is a component of the process to issue the bonds that we approved as part of that redevelopment agreement. It's I don't even know if this is layman's terms, but it's part of the, as I would explain it, the prospectus that the bond issuer will provide to potential investors in those bonds, provides up-to-date financial information, a certain level of detail, and this is also a project or a line item that is reimbursable out of TIF proceeds by the developer, so ultimately it's net zero to the city. So you've already, in a sense, approved this, but this is a contract needed to carry out the redevelopment agreement.
All right, comments or questions from the board? Alderman Hoffman.
Cole, could you give us an update on where they are at with the purchase of the timeshares?
The last I'd heard, I think the update we got a few weeks ago was that they were nearing 50% of the outstanding units, and that they hoped to have more updates for us in the next, I think Memorial Day was thrown around as a potential next update. So they've been giving us regular updates. It seems like they're making steady progress and really on the pace that they've been on all along.
Excellent, thank you.
Alderman Osteen.
Mr. Bradbury, can you reiterate, going back to the purchase of the units at Lakeport, which are part of the plan?
Yes.
Once again, what is the number they must receive to gain control of the HOA, therefore can effectively own that property?
I don't know that number, to be really honest. They have their, you don't pay me to do their work for them. They have their attorneys to figure that out. They're simply required to obtain control. And when and if they come in and ask for another extension, if they need one, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But if they need another extension, that's something I think that we've discussed, kind of asking for more detail.
Yeah,
If not now, then when? What is the end game?
I thought there was a magic number, though. In order for them to basically effectively have control of the HOA for the development or the complex, they had to have a certain percentage owned.
The one way I know for sure is the Condominium Act. That's 80%. But of course, percentage is numerator and denominator, and there's a couple of different ways to do numerator and denominator with that particular development. So I wouldn't really want to venture a guess as to where they're at, because you could slice those numbers. I can think of at least 2 or 3 different percentages to give you just based on the numbers they've given us.
So effectively, for what we hear, they're at about a 50%.
It's 50% of one part of it, but then
Purchase
there's another.
rate,
But then there's another chunk out there.
I understand. I
It's-
just want to go on record, once again, just reiterating that the numbers basically speak to the fact that there will probably be another request for an extension, because they are within 60 days of having to provide us with verification that they 100% own and control that development.
And it will be up to them to justify for another extension to the board. That's absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Alderman Russ.
Just a comment to tag on to that, and that is I would hope, you mentioned possibly Memorial Day, and I realize that's up to them, but I would just ask that whoever's talking to them, that if we could get a true update from the developer or his team or someone by the first meeting in June, so that we're not down to the second meeting and we're within 10 or 12 days and we finally get the update and however it goes, okay? I'd rather be methodical about this and upfront versus last minute.
I think it's been conveyed quite clearly between Gina and myself and Mark Spikerman as well that the board does not want to do any of these things first and second readings last second. So they know that if they want, and with the last extension, I think we did the same thing. It got a first reading and it got a second reading.
Okay.
So, and that's been made clear, and
Great. Good work.
if that topic comes up, we'll make sure to reiterate that again. But I think it's, my marching orders, I understood to be very clear that no first and second readings last minute on anything that's related to this, if at all possible.
Perfect, thank you, that's all.
Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Rucker, do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Excuse me, that concludes our business on the agenda. Now on to staff communications. Start with City Administrator Gina Woods, please.
Yes, Mayor, members of the board. Again, I want to say thank you for everybody for 2 surprises. I don't get embarrassed or caught off guard too often, so I guess I appreciate you keeping me in check, but I do appreciate the kind words. As far as next week's special board meeting on May 9th, regarding 2 different discussion topics, as I had stated last week or over the last few weeks, I'm working diligently to put all the requests together, and I'm going to do, I'm redoing the rates based on even some new financial data that was unknown last January 1st. with CIT subsidy, and then also should that same rate increases be span over 2 to 3 years. So I'm trying to put the cash flows together in all those items. So you should have the packet no later than the end of the day Tuesday. So that is my goal on that. So that is all my update.
All right, thank you very much. Assistant City Administrator Mike Welty.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor and members of the board. Just one quick update. I did forward all of the documentation for the bid opening for the Parkway Express extension to MoDOT about a half an hour before the meeting. You may have seen that we had put that out to bid recently. Obviously, with it being a cost share, it has to go to MoDOT for approval first. But I will tell you that it did, the low bidder that we are turning in did come in under budget. So it's very promising. That process takes somewhere between 3 to 4 weeks on their end, and then I will bring it back to the board maybe earlier than that, but likely it's going to be in about a month, and then they'll be working on that over the summer. So that's all I have. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. City Clerk Tara Barrett.
No, I'm good, thank you. I don't have anything.
All right, very
Thank
good.
you.
Very good, thank you. City Treasurer Carrie Bell.
I'll use this one. Mayor and Board of Aldermen. Yeah, I have a couple of housekeeping things. You'll notice I did pass out a copy of, actually, I'm going to start first with the audit. Thank you all for responding with the questionnaire that was requested from the auditors. They actually will be doing field work here the first of next week, so I will be probably just wait and hand those to them when they come next week. Then I wanted to touch base with a couple of TIF items for you. The copy that I put on the dais, that is an annual report that's required by the state to be complete to keep us eligible for future TIF projects. And that has to be published in the newspaper. Cole usually looks at it, and Tara makes sure it gets published. I just thought I would take an opportunity to show you what that looks like. Sometimes they go unnoticed in the newspaper. And then some interesting news. This is about Deerberg's TIF. When that started back in 2013, the city approved 5.1 million in notes. So there was no revenue bonds, but there were notes associated with that. And so that started in 2013. As of yesterday, May 1st, $3 million of that has been paid off. And so there was two separate issues. So the second issue, currently, after the principal payment yesterday, we have a balance of 1.768 on those notes. So we're in the second round, and that should speed up because the interest now is paid down quite a bit. So those were the items I wanted to just bring you up to date on. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
I don't have anything directly related, but as you all know, I'm on the Chamber Board. Chamber is hosting Magic Dragon Car Show this weekend. I was out doing registration with them today. It's sold out in record time. About 5 years ago, it was the first year we had to close in-person registration the day of Car Show. I had the unfortunate pleasure of taking the registration forms off the tables in front of people. Then the year after that, we had to shut down registration about a week or two before. 2 years ago, we had to shut down registration in March. Last year it was February. This year it was January. It's sold out, and it's selling out faster and faster. There are already a lot of cars in town, so everyone go out and see them. There's some beautiful, beautiful old cars. I'd signed in a number of people with cars that started with 1930 something. So it's down on the Strip, and it'll be there Friday, Saturday. Judging is at Mount Carmel Baptist Church at the Highway W exit Friday night. That's all I have.
All right, very good. All right, Chief Davis.
Just give everybody an update on Highway 54 and the bridge closures this coming week, starting May 6th through the 16th. During the day, weather permitting, they're going to be painting the understructure of the bridge. So the on-ramps from the parkway onto the bridge will be closed from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. depending on which bridge they're working on. And then look for lane closures from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m. on the bridge during the night when they're doing some of the work as well. So we'll have that going on. Just want to also recognize, I sent out an email to the board and all city staff that congratulate Tim Taylor on his 25 years. That was April 22nd. So we've got 4 people on the police department side that's been with the city 25 years or more now. So we've got another 2 or 3 that are hitting their 20 probably this year or next year. So we've got quite a few there. Thanks for the proclamation for National Police Week. And we had a new dispatcher start yesterday, Danielle Hazelwood. So we lost 2 over 1 retirement, and 1's moving to Branson area with her husband. So we've picked up 1. So we're at 7, I believe.
Very good. All right, thank you. Building official, Ron White.
I have nothing new to report other than the building department is, as you can imagine, busy with compliance issues, and permits keep getting issued and reviewed, so we're looking good for the year.
Very good. Cochran Engineering, you have anything back there?
I'll give a quick update on a few items. Just one thing, back on the Beach Drive culvert replacement that you approved first reading on tonight. Was really excited to see that we got 7 bids on that project. It's been somewhat of a struggle trying to get competitive bidding on some projects in the city, so we were really glad to see on that project we were able to get multiple bids. So hopefully that continues. Update on the Sands project. We spoke with Stockman today. Pending favorable weather, they plan on being back on site next week to resume construction. They anticipate their materials being in next week. What I've seen in the weather forecast doesn't look great for construction next week, but as of next week, they will be ready to resume construction pending favorable weather. We have opened bids on the Osage Beach Road improvements. That was a big roadway project you had for this year, and we intend to present those at the next board meeting, Mike. A good bid turnout on that one also, so we're excited to present those to you. And the last item, we are working on revisions to the Veteran Memorial design, and hopefully within a few weeks we'll be able to present that to the city and then hopefully to the Elks and be able to move back forward with that project. So,
very good.
Unless there's any questions, that's all I had.
All right, thank you, Dave. All right, Parks, Eric Gregory, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I am happy to announce that we recently interviewed for the recreation specialist for the Parks Department, and the successful applicant accepted the position, and if all goes well, she'll start on June 1st, so we're very excited about that. I think she's going to be a great asset and do good things in the Parks Department. Just a reminder, the Food Truck Festival, the Spring Food Truck Festival, is next weekend, May 11th and 12th. On Saturday, the 11th, it starts at 10 a.m. and goes through till 7 p.m. And on Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. More food trucks than we had last year as of now. And we have a DJ and vendor village, and it's going to be a good family-friendly event. So come on out and enjoy that. Little League season and slow pitch softball is underway if the weather will cooperate. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of rain lately. We continue to have a good working relationship with Ballparks National with our contract. Good communication on all sides. There's no problem so far. So continue to make progress on the Frisbee golf course. Our volunteers are really helping us out with that, and we've utilized the inmate crew that works for the city lately. They helped us remove some barbed wire. So if all goes well, I'm hoping midsummer we can get that open. And testing for the new irrigation pump, if all goes well, will be in mid-May when the lake level comes up, and that's about it. Congratulations again, Gina.
Thank you. All right, Public Works, Zach Wilbur.
Thank you. I just want to put this out there for anybody that's listening. PD picked up a dog late last week, older female, but if you're looking for her, they picked her up around Bluff and Ski on the Bluff group. Seems like a really nice dog. I'm sure someone's missing her, but yeah, get a hold of City Hall, Public Works, or the PD, and we'll get you back reunited. Yeah.
How's the new kennel working out?
Great, full capacity. Yeah.
Really, right now?
Good too. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's nice. They seem to like it.
It's that time of year.
They seem comfortable and.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And are the guys at Public Works enjoying playing with him?
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Might turn into a shop dog if it stays any longer.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
bad situation, a little better at least. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. They got a little run, let them out, they can go to town, yeah.
That's good.
As Zach said earlier, if we build it, they will come.
That's we may need another one. All right. Airport, Ty Dinsdale, please.
I don't have anything this evening, just congratulations, Gina.
All right. Human Resource, Michael Ray.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. I have nothing this evening, but again, congratulations to Gina.
All right. Alderman Rucker.
Two things. One, twice in one day, I got to see Gina almost cry.
That's it. It's my limit for 20 years.
Second thing is a shout out to the street department. These last couple storms we've had, the good news is the heavy rain and the heavy winds is blowing all that garbage from the trees down and hopefully it'll get it out of the air. But then the streets were a mess. But I know they were right out there that next day with street sweeper and a lot of the main streets and stuff and clean it up and very, very prompt and cleaning the city back up and making it look good. So it made it look very good. I appreciate their effort. Thank you. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Alderman Brella.
I just have a few thank yous. A couple weeks ago, I came and Gina and Todd took me around City Hall and introduced me to everybody here. And then last Friday, I got to spend the afternoon with Mike. And we went and seen Zach and Eric and Ty and visited all the facilities. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think it's very beneficial. And so thank you for taking time out of your busy days for me.
All right. Thank you very much. Alderman Hoffman.
A couple things, Mr. Mayor. One, I think it's Harbor Hop weekend. So there should be a lot of boat traffic out there. I think pretty much all of the lake restaurants are open. So there's a lot going on this weekend. Get out there and have some fun. Secondly, I want to thank the city for getting the communications on social media have been a lot better, in my opinion, recently. So to the public, there's a lot of good information coming out from the city that's accurate. You might want to take a look at that rather than some other social media sources. And lastly, I too would like to congratulate Gina on an award with all these beautiful flowers. Well done.
All right. Thank you much. Alderman Osteen.
Oh, boy. All right.
See, set your timer.
9 times out of 10, I come to this board meeting with no preconceived idea or thought process about what I'm going to say during the portion of the meeting. Today's one of those odd circumstances where in the last hour, a flood of thoughts came to me. So sit back because I've got a few things to go over. First of all, I would like to once again thank Kelly Schumann for her service for the City of Osage Beach, representing Ward 2 in her 2-year tenure here with the board. I don't want to disparage the city, I don't want to disparage the board, but I believe we need to review our procedures and processes and how we thank those that have served the city when they were outgoing elected officials. The public does not realize how much time and effort goes into basically serving in a position like that. So I feel that we as a city should make more of an attempt to recognize their service that they've given to the city and helping us try to advance our common goals. Something more than a thank you, now get out of your chair scenario, which I feel is what we did with Kelly, what I feel we did with Tyler Becker, etc. Is something I think that speaks to recognizing those that are an integral part of advocating our vision for the future. And I feel embarrassed that the last board meeting, I felt like it was a thank you, Kelly, now leave. Number one. Number two, I want to share a quote I came across when I was reading an article regarding good governance. Divided votes do not mean that you are a divided board. They mean that you are a human board. They mean that you are a board made up of living, breathing people with different perspectives and different thoughts. Divided votes mean that you feel comfortable enough as a board to have robust conversations and share compelling yet contrary points of views and to support them with your votes. I thought it was interesting to share this in light of recent votes that have come before the board where it has been a split decision or there's been lots of opposition one way or another. At the end of the day, we are all working towards a common goal, and the diversity of opinion and diversity in thought is what still leads us to that common goal.
Hear, hear.
I know this sounds kind of in-depth, doesn't it? Number 3, God, I can't believe I've got a whole list here. I would like to recognize Tara Barrett. In light of the fact that our Municipal Clerks Week is coming up, and thank you for all you do, because I believe you are a position that is also very unrecognized and understood within the community and within this board for all that you do.
Thank you.
So, personal thank you to you. Next, I would like to thank our Public Works Department, Zach, for addressing a personal issue I had with Public Works. I don't want to get into the details, but there was an issue which involved land, my land, with our Public Works Department, which I gave concerns to Public Works, and they were immediately on site trying to remedy the situation. And I forgot to reference that last board meeting, but thank you. I was very impressed with how the department handled a complaint from a citizen. I don't believe that I got preferential treatment because I'm a board member. It was just this happened on my land, this was created by this department, and you guys immediately remedied that. So thank you. Geez, give me list some more. Gina.
Yes. Yes, Bob.
Just like most people, I want to recognize you for all that you've done for the city of Osage Beach. Your legacy lives on in what you've done. Even though somebody is not here in the physical term, does not mean that what they've not done in their time here does not live on through their actions and what they've left behind. And I think most people don't put enough thought into that or enough recognition into that all of us will be off this board at some time. But what we've done while we are here is our legacy. What we've done here still lives on and is still recognized. So once again, I just want to thank you for all you've done, and I'm sorry to see you go. That's all.
All right, thank you very much. Alderman Rose.
Wow.
Fun to follow.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I'm echoing compliments to Gina and also to Tara. And I also want to repeat a thank you to Zach. I had put out some questions to him this past week, and he was extremely prompt in responding to me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Justin had already mentioned about Harbor Hop Saturday. Let's hope it will not be raining, because I will be working it, and it's a lot of fun, but I don't want to get drenched. Just want to say that. I have a question about our billboard that's up here on our property. It's extremely faded. What's happening with that?
Yeah, we noticed it as well, and we've already contacted Lamar Signs. As a matter of fact, I turned the contract back in late this afternoon. You're going to see that refreshed, hopefully within the next couple of weeks.
So it'll be the same picture, just refreshed?
Yes, I had asked the mayor if he wanted to change it, and he said he just wanted us to have it refreshed as is because he said that the picture was fine the way it was, so.
Okay.
And
Thank you. I appreciate that. And finally,
Actually,
I
Phyllis,
would like to propose, what?
I just wanted to add real quick that you guys also authorized funds to redo the retaining wall out there around that sign. So we are currently soliciting bids from our current landscape provider and others so that we can get the new wall put in and new landscape underneath that billboard.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt.
And the flowers are looking wonderful. Finally, I would like to propose a discussion regarding the user tax again. and I'd like to have that be part of our agenda on May the 16th. This will give staff enough time to draft an election questions and bring to the board for approval. Then special election ordinance, the first reading July the 2nd and the second reading July the 18th. For those new or whatever are not real familiar with user tax, you can go on to www.missouricities.com, and it goes in great detail of how the user tax is used and why it's so important for us, for any city, to have that in place. The state has a user tax, 4.225. We would get 2% of that. If this would be internet sales or anything that's purchased out of state, and consequently, if this user tax would become a law, then bingo, we could get some more funding. And of course, I realized it was on the election ballot previous, and it was vetoed down. We had said that we'd like to have the proceeds to go to the Parks Department. Well, I thought that was a good department. And I still do, but I don't know if we need to be a little bit more creative in addition to the parks or whatever, but basically to get the word out of educating the people of what the user tax is. I don't think a lot of people are educated about it. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Ross.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations, Gina. It's well deserved.
Thank you.
Nice work. Secondly, recognize Michael Ray, and I got to attend the Mission Square webinar around Roth IRAs, and I remember as we went through some of the questions about loggers, how it was obvious that education still seemed to be a gap. And I know that this is not the first one that's been sent out, but it was very informative. It was almost too informative. I'll tell you, it got a lot deeper into taxes than I needed to get into. But at the end of the day, appreciate getting those kind of things out and get an opportunity for everybody to learn. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I'm not going to top Osteen, but I might come close. A few things. First of all, congratulations, Gina.
Thank you.
I was happy to be there today. Sorry I had to buzz out so quick.
I appreciate you.
No, a couple things I want to say. Last week, and I don't know who went. I know Alderman Rosa was at Harbor Hop, or not Harbor Hop, excuse me, but the Kids Harbor. What a great event, a great cause, and I just wanted to congratulate all those that participated in that were part of it. It's just a wonderful cause. If you can make it next year. I've not heard the official numbers, but I do think, I think it was the biggest I've ever seen. But a lot of good barbecue. And how did the police department do, Chief?
I'm not sure, but they served everything they had, so.
All right. Well, it was very good. So nice job for the police department to be out there as well. The other thing is, had the opportunity, I know Alderman Rucker was there too, the no toll bridge. That was neat to be out there, and we talked to the Lieutenant Governor again, and he gave kudos to the city, but it was kind of a neat event that, was it 26, 28 years that it's been a toll? One of those two?
Yeah, 26, I think.
Was it? And it was really neat. They had a gentleman that was the first person to go across the toll bridge 26 years ago, whatever, and he, the guy that told the story was his brother, and he was working, and I got to thinking later, he wasn't working till midnight. You know what he was doing at midnight.
So, if you know Joe.
Exactly. And so him and his wife were the first person to go across the toll bridge 26, 28 years ago and had the very first receipt, and the timestamp was midnight. So they brought him back when they said no toll. He was the last person to go through the toll.
That's cool.
No, that's so cool. It was really, really cool to see that happen. So that's not in Osage Beach, but again, we work very well as an entire Lake of the Ozarks. So congratulations to Lake Ozark on that. All right, now the next one, I'm going to jump around a little bit on this. Here's my notes, chicken scratches from today. I hope people are listening at home, because most of this is for people at home, because everybody up here on this dais, sitting out there, myself, loves the city of Osage Beach. We love the citizens, the tourists, our school system, and we do our best to make decisions to benefit everybody. We're not out to steal kids' money. We're not out to do bad things. We try to do the best for the community. We've had a lot of really neat things come to the city of Osage Beach the last few years, and the board's had to make some difficult, challenging decisions, and that's why we spend tons of money of developers' money to hire third-party people to say, hey, is this a good risk? Is this a good investment? And we don't invest our own money, but it's going to be, whether it's a tax instrument finance or whether it's tax benefits. So we do our due diligence for the best of the community. So you may or may not have seen, there was a, let me back up. So Monday, I was checking my email and I had a busy day, mayor stuff Monday. But I received an email at 9:22 p.m. Sunday. And obviously I was in bed. I was out boating all day. I was in bed. So the next day I was doing mayor stuff, and it was from a local news agent, and said, hey, we're having some problems. Can you get a hold of me, please? Okay, well, that was Monday. I did get a hold of him Monday. I had other mayor stuff to do. Well, Tuesday morning, lo and behold, this is on the radio, on the TV, and it's saying the Nichols development is terrible. And I've reached out to the mayor, and he's gone cold on me. I've reached out to the developer, and he hasn't gotten back with me. Well, this is Sunday at 9:22, and it goes on air Tuesday morning. Then Monday, I'm sorry, I had mayor stuff to do rather than contact the local, news agents. In that article, I've gone silent. The developer's gone silent. Why is nobody getting back to us? Being put off by Jeff Tegetoff. People aren't being paid. Mr. Tegetoff is flying around in his jet while people can't put food on their table. We have a situation here, and we're going to be a situation like Branson. The bonds are going to be pulled. Most likely, the realization this project is going to be dead. We're going to be empty all by itself. Developers are not being able to pay anybody. This is what everybody's seeing. They went on to say that wives at home are not going to be able to be supported by their husbands because they're not working. They said kids aren't going to be able to get insurance because the developer has done this to them. The person went on to say that, I think this is an election year. This is going to be bad for Mayor Harmison. They went on to say that, that I have zero sympathy for Osage Beach. I have zero sympathy for Jeff Tegetoff. It was just so bad on me, and I'm a big boy, I can take it, And it was so bad on the city of Osage Beach, and it was so bad on the developer. And so I just wanted to say, people at home, it went on to say that the developer wasn't honest. The banking wasn't honest. Well, I can tell you, I've talked to Jeff Tegetoff. I've been talking with the subcontractors and the contractors. Jeff Tegetoff he told me weeks ago, he was always told, run towards the roar. And I said, well, I'm gonna steal that. And 2 days ago, he met with the subcontractors. He met with Thomas Construction. Funds have been paid. I talked to the subcontractor that had emailed this person. I talked to him 3 hours ago. Yes, money's in his pocket. And he said, when Tegetoff came and talked to them, he said, this guy is for real. And he came and apologized. We wish he would have done it sooner, but we're going to be back on track. And he says, this guy is not walking away from the project. This guy is doing good for the community, this guy. So point of all that is, don't believe everything you hear on social media. Don't believe everything you hear on news articles or newspaper articles. What this did was stir the pot, and maybe that was the reason it was put out there. I don't know. But so the next thing I see, and again, I follow social media. I do not engage with people. I just don't. I use the podium here. I use the radio station on Monday to give my point because I'm not going to go back and forth. I just state the facts. And I'm just telling you today what was said about us, what was said about the city. But what that does, it gets other people that don't like what we've done. Others that will complain if it's not something they like. In one of the comments, and you're free to see out there, they said, Alderman Ross and Mayor Harmison are a couple of dildos. And now you say, well, he wants to circle back. And hopefully that we'll now see all the BS that we spew is coming back to haunt us, something of that nature. a lot of people, I don't know why so many people like to see bad things. It's like they enjoy seeing negative things. I had text message a former board member several weeks ago about something, and I got a text back that said, "Do not text me again." And I'm like, why? You know, it goes back to what you said earlier, Mr. Osteen. You can have disagreements. And I think one thing the board, and I've told Alderman Ross this before, is we can be on opposite ends on one thing, and we can argue about it all day long. But once whoever wins or loses, it doesn't really matter, because the next thing that comes up, we don't bring that to the next decision. So I just wanted the people out there, and I'm sorry to be so long-winded, I probably missed part of my stuff, but when people put out information like that and people believe it without checking, it hurts the city, it hurts the citizens, it hurts the people that wanted to come down here. So before you put stuff on social media, say, my opinion is, or something. It's not always fact, and it could possibly hurt things later, because, you know, the last part of that segment was one of the gentlemen said, well, isn't this the same developer that's doing the big amusement park at the Oasis? And so now all of a sudden that's in question by the city. And so if you have a legitimate complaint, come and talk to us. Run for office. Do something. But don't just sit behind a computer and talk bad about the city without knowing all the facts. And with that being said, I was told I can announce tonight that Thursday, the 23rd of May, yes, 2 o'clock, they are going to schedule an official groundbreaking for the Oasis. So if you want to put that on your schedule, developers will be there, and we can really start going forth. Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2 o'clock at the Oasis. So I just wanted to get that off my chest. Yeah, this email I received was at 9:22 p.m. And it said, "I have no reason to believe this is inaccurate, and I will be sharing this Monday a.m." So politicians can't always conform their schedule to the media, and maybe sometimes sit back and give us a little bit benefit of the doubt. So I guess I'm done. All right, with all that being said, we've got a closed session tonight, so we're going to do the legal stuff here. Notice is given that the agenda includes a roll call vote to close the meeting as allowed by RSMO, Section 610.0211, legal actions, causes of action, or litigation involving a public governmental body, and any confidential or privileged communications between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys. B, notice is given that the agenda includes a roll call vote to close the meeting as allowed by RSMO Section 610.0213, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting of particular employees by a public governmental body when personal information about an employee is discussed or recorded. So do I have a motion to go into closed meeting?
Motion to go into closed session.
I'm sorry, Alderman Hoffman beat you. We got a second by Alderman Ross. I'm sorry, Alderman Rucker. I believe this is a roll call vote, correct?
Yes.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Varela?
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman?
Yes.
Alderman Rucker?
Yes.
Alderman Ross?
Yes.
Alderman Osteen?
If I said no, it wouldn't matter.
Just having a night, aren't you?
Alderman Morose?
Yes.
All right, folks, we're moved into closed session, so thank you all very much.
Thanks, everybody.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
What do you?